Okay, so that was enough of being frustrated by the other mechanic. Now let's work on being frustrated by diagnosis mechanics. I don't know how it'll go. We once again have a sample size of 1 example so far. We'll see how a second go at diagnoses goes. And also any quest I might get from Artemy when we meet up with him. Because it's time to actually finally go to the hospital we keep talking about having. A kingdom for a horse? That's the one about fleeing. I could look into the quest for fleeing just to see how it plays out, but I might want to then just like... Oh wait, no, yeah, I specifically had to cancel that one out. Yeah, so we don't want to look into that quest at all. In order to make the story even play out and make the next day accessible and not play out the way that it did before, I had to specifically... The tutorial forced me to cancel that quest going in. That definitely sets up the idea that various quests that I'm doing might not even be a good idea to do. It very well maybe that the ultimate effect will involve, the ultimate goal will involve, weird hiccup. Going back and, canceling entire quests that I've started or finished. Because later days may expose to me what the fallout is of those quests being completed, even if they seemingly are good things. And it may be a good idea to cancel them instead. But for now, I'm defaulting to just doing quests, doing every quest I can to the most positive outcome I can interpret at the time, and hope that that's a good idea.
See, I'm not holding you back. Let each of us find our own path.
They told me the theater's a hospital now, with a doctor for a director. So here I am, looking into your eyes, and... How are you a doctor? You can tell a man's profession by his eyes. Yes, eyes give away many things. They're like keyholes. Then I'm sure you can see it in my eyes that I'm tired and have no wish to talk to mad women in the streets. Wish or not, you're a doctor in a plague town. What you want means next to nothing. You need to help me. You need my help at the hospital. That's what matters. That's why I've come. Not to discuss you. Not to discuss you, a magnificent one. So, what can you help me with? I see you're swamped with patients here. There are more of them than rotten apples in autumn. But my hands work miracles. They can take pain away. Do you have an education? When did you graduate from university? What was your specialization? Therapy? Surgery? Immunology? My gift is of a different nature. I don't need doctor's tools. I am the tool myself. I heal with my hands. I can pull pain from a person like you pull a coin from your pocket. The hospital will suffocate without me. Oh, here we go. The gift talk. I knew it. Every illness comes from the heart. The body is nothing more than a reflection of the spirit. But you need not understand that. All you have to do is believe. If you don't let me in a few days your hospital will vanish. Ta-da! It doesn't matter if you like me or not. What matters is the people inside. Don't you agree? And what are you going to do exactly? Save those you write off as doomed. I don't think it will hamper you. You can't even begin to comprehend the parts of the body I work with. Who knows, maybe your presence will calm someone. All right, come in, but don't go around calling yourself a doctor, and don't get in the way of real medicine, understood? Find common ground with the other protagonists, plural. Apparently I've done it with both. Don't call yourself a doctor. You care more about words than what actually matters, scholar. No, it matters. Not calling yourself a doctor matters because you'd give people a false sense of authority if you call yourself a doctor, and people would think that you actually have medical information to share. All right, I'll obey. I'll say don't get in my way either, but you couldn't even if you wanted to. Words are extremely important. Acceptance. So I'm friends with the others now. We agreed to work on my terms. So both of them are working with me now. Neat. They're doing a whole act here, but not one that I think I can interact with. Excuse me, I need to go kick a dumpster. Just having a normal one.
As if things are animated.
As if things are animated. Tinnitus, Dankovsky. That's not what he says. That's the wrong hearing thing.
Things everywhere.
Misophonia, Dankovsky. Oh, there's a little loot thingy. Oh, hello. Hello. Some actual healing items. And a few currency items. Not terrible. So, old members of the trio are here now. It's weird to establish this early on that we supposedly have common ground. We'll see if that lasts or not. They're pretty defined as being in conflict with each other in the other game, so it's kind of wild to think about. Yakov Little. Yeah, that's a new character. Why did he show up? Where'd he even come from? There isn't even a school here. I didn't ask for an assistant. I didn't ask for him to climb into the jaws of the plague with me. I never asked for this.
Don't be mad that they lied to you, Doctor, sir. Respect begets fear.
Oh, you're a little nerd. This is Adam Ruins Everything. Just in my party all of a sudden. Doctor, there you are. I've been appointed your assistant. Though my education, in short, I'm not even a veterinarian, just dabbling in medicine, really. I hope you don't send me away on the first day. Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. Yakov Little, at your service. Didn't quite get your name? Needle? Is it supposed to sound like Needle? Well, we'll see. There's a lot to do. We'll find a use for you. Thank you for trusting me. I solemnly promise to you that I will learn everything, catch it on the fly. The governor's people found me. I used to do some stitching on them when needed. Honestly, I don't think of myself as a doctor either. I'm a researcher, a scientist. I have a laboratory in the capital, not an infection ward. You're being humble. If you're no doctor, then who is? Allow me a question. Yesterday you ordered us to look for people whose test results suggest sandpest, but don't have it in signs and symptoms. How can that be? Intercurrent disease. Another infection suppresses the plague. For a time, supposedly. What's with the dancer from yesterday? How is she feeling? Did you get any reports? I did. She died, but not from the sandpest. 2 diseases weakened her. If we treated that other one, maybe she'd have lived a wee bit longer. But there's good news too. I ventured to test the whole pub for plague this morning. Everyone's clean. So the dancer wasn't contagious then. You do have some understanding, little. Do carry on like that. So, we're going to make our drug from the blood of these kinds of patients. The ones the plague doesn't kill outright? Did I get that right? Our vaccine. We'll try, how do I say it, to pass their resistance on to others. We won't get a universal treatment right away, but if our serum works on at least some cases, it will still be a victory. That's how it'll be, huh? We'll find patients and carry them straight to the centrifuge to make a vaccine out of them? Doesn't sound humane. No, we diagnose them first. Or the centrifuge will spin who knows what. We'll do an interview, a physical exam, a second interview about symptoms, tests maybe, but not for plague. That might be a quandary. The microscopes you brought from the capital, we installed it like some monument, but we couldn't find any slides or reagents for it. We're looking for them. We'll try to do without the microscope. For now. Might even be for the better while you're still learning. We'll find everything. It's my first day working. Please don't be too harsh. It's bedlam over here. I've only just discouraged the orderlies from plundering the other costumes, besides the bird ones. All right. Here. I've put together a list of diseases we might encounter in patients who resist the plague, but it's easier to show that in action, on a live specimen, so to speak. Live specimens coming up. We found 3 patients for you. Luda, a shopkeeper, Finch, a dyer, and... Wait a minute. Let us at least have a look around first. See if the theater is any good at playing the hospital in our play. Advanced pawns. So far, the advanced pawns are exclusively new characters. Yakov Little, Heron, Cathedral Caretaker, Korkoi. That's trippy. But all these count as pawns. In a game where there are characters that are literally called pawns. Oh, hello. God, they look cool. I need to get a statue of, Executor.
The town's pulse is calling. I can hear it.
Mendy, Shen. Turning the theater into a hospital. I don't think you could have chosen a better place. Or a worse one. I used to come see plays here. I've even participated in a few myself. Oh, really? Whom did you play? You'll laugh. I was a doctor. That is funny. How does it go again? All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely patients. I don't understand. Are you quoting something? Never mind. Let's get down to business. You're here, which means you're ready to help. I am. And not just to help, Shen. I want to make a panacea, a medicine that will cure the sand plague. I believe it's possible. With virulence like that? Absurd. You cure a person and tomorrow they'll get infected again. No. We need a vaccine. We need to fight this plague preventatively. He's not wrong. In the first game, you can get a panacea or a schmouter and completely eliminate the plague from somebody. And then they can get it again. The same character. You can't take away people's hope. If you aren't trying to make a cure, does that mean that all the people on sick beds are doomed? What are they to you then? If you think I don't pity them, you're wrong. But my pity won't help us save the town, which means it's useless, harmful even. Then maybe we should focus on our individual jobs. I'll take care of the panacea. You handle the vaccine. We'll be twice as effective that way. No, there are no individual jobs anymore. We have the same job, and the first thing we need to do is take tissue samples from the infected, as many as we can get. No need to talk to me like a child. This isn't just wishful thinking, and infected are not something we're going to be short of, Emshen. You don't understand, Burke. We need special patients. To see how the body reacts to the plague, we need people that are sick with something else, too. Do you have any idea where we can find them? I think I know what you're getting at. You're interested in the termitary, aren't you? The elder Olgimsky became suspiciously nervous yesterday when the termitary was mentioned. I've heard it's been sealed off to protect the people inside from the sand plague. Come on, Burke. You have a good nose, don't you? What does that excuse smell like? Lies. They sealed a swarm of people inside a cramped, filthy pigsty. I expect the termitary is a perfect petri dish right now. Ah, and you need a sample from that dish. If there's an outbreak at the Olgimsky's plant, I need an intercurrent patient from inside who can compare to those infected in town. Find me one, Burke. You're a local. You must know a way to get inside. All right, physician. It's a deal. You'll have your patient, but I have a request of my own. I'm listening. See, in that one, the other options were me being more sarcastic or more combative, and that was the cooperative one. And for some reason, the cooperative one was me being more manic instead of being more apathetic. It's weird. I don't get the tone of these dialogue choices or how they relate to the two options. It doesn't make sense to me. It's only a small favor. I might be in the termitary for some time, and there are children in town I'm responsible for. They need to be looked after while I'm away. I ask you to be their... what's the word you people use? Their guardian. Fine, whatever. Babysitting it is then. Thanks, physician. Then it's a deal. By the way, before I forget, I have this trinket here. It belonged to my father, but I suspect you might need it more than I do. Right, everybody had charges in the first game. There was like a list of characters that each character was responsible for the health of at each campaign. Wasn't the Haruspex' list of characters almost entirely the children of the town? Hmm. 3 children. That's exactly 3 more than I'm used to. What's this going to be like? Children's shepherd. Burke agreed to bring a patient from the termitary for me. He asked for a small favor in return, watch over the children entrusted to him. Is it one location? It looks like it's one location. Is there hospitaling to do, or do I have to wait till he gets
You
back?
might be a doctor, but you're certainly no teacher.
What else do you want, M. Shen? Don't hold me up if you want me to bring you a patient today. I just wanted to clarify one thing. You said you intend to make a panacea. Are you serious? Yes. If you'd ever bothered to open a dictionary, you might have read the definition. A cure for all diseases. I didn't choose the word lightly. The kin hold a belief that the sand plague brings together all diseases at once. It's the primordial, original disease. Before you dismiss that as just a fairy tale, keep in mind, my father shared that belief, and you acknowledge his credibility. Your father survived the previous outbreak and kept the town from perishing then. That's why his opinion carries weight with me. M. Shen, we don't have time for debates. Here's your answer. Yes, I hope to find a cure for the plague, to save those who are already sick. You hope to find an effective vaccine, to prevent the plague, to stop it from spreading. Have you made any progress on the cure already? You won't like it. Yesterday you told the whole town that you think the dead gruel, the Odong brew, is nonsense. But I think they were looking in the right direction. Herbs and blood are needed, but not the ones that they had. Which ones exactly I haven't figured out yet. But the key to salvation, the key to the plague, it's here somewhere. I hope you at least have the sense not to poison people with who knows what in the hopes of a miracle. We're both still at the beginning of our paths. We have nothing to fight over. We're not getting each other's way. Maybe one day that day will come, but today is not that day. Just make sure you let me know when that day comes, so I'm not waiting around, expecting you on duty at the hospital. Oop, oh, don't look at that, it'll make me angry. It's the balcony, where you choose your where you walk across this balcony and choose your character in the first game. People are fine with bloodshed until it's their blood or their shed. Scratchney is skinny and she keeps fidgeting with her hands. Medical school dropout, son of a local medicine man, Artemy Brooke, but his hands are gentle. Even though he's known as the Butcher. More trouble than it's worth, a dubious construction. Was it worth? What it was worth is a try.
If we say a single person, it has not been in vain already.
So, Doctor, have you had a look around? Is everything to your liking? Is it all set up properly? It'll do. You can't do better in a day anyway. We did our best. Didn't sleep all night. Please tell us if something's not right. Where are the patients I'm supposed to examine personally? Don't tell me they're up on the stage. What a place you found for them. Where else would they be? It's for clarity, to separate them from the patients we wouldn't dare distract you with. Besides, the theater seems to dictate its own rules, even now that it's a hospital. The moment you walk in, your eyes are drawn to the stage. That's where the most interesting things happen. Can't your little town do anything without symbolism? Fine, leave it as it is. Well then, shall we get to work? We followed your instructions, looked for those who'd lasted more than 5 to 8 hours with the plague. We found 2, Luda the shopkeeper and Filat, the guard at the termitary, and the third one, Finch, came to us on his own. What about the shopkeeper? Relocated from an infected district, she said she feels fine, just has a fever. I'd ask, if you allow it, to start with her. She's been waiting the longest. It's awkward. Who's this volunteer, Finch? Just an ordinary worker, already written himself off. When he came to turn himself to the hospital, he asked for something for his head. Said it was aching. And Filet? You said the guards... And Filet, you say, guards that very dormitory for the Bull Enterprise workers that Big Vlad quarantined. That's right. Must have caught it there while he was on watch. You won't get much in the way of complaints from Filet. Probably best to leave his case for last. If it's not too bold of me, be giving advice for a luminary like you. Very well, let's begin. Who did you ask me to start with? Luta? Alright, have it your way. Vaccination decree. If you correctly diagnose all patients on any given day, you'll receive a vaccination decree. If you misdiagnose even one patient, you won't receive a vaccination decree. You need to restart the day and correct your mistake. Oh damn. Well, at least you get a confirmation, I guess. And the question is whether it will cost you any resources to do this, or if you can just keep trying. Looks like one person at a time is here. Curious, looking around. First patient. She's not scared, but I am. I'm healthy, just so you know. I don't have anything. Her eyes are not agreeing with that. Why did they bring you here then? I had a fever for no reason, that's why, but it stopped already. But I'm better now. And I had no scratchies on my skin. No yellowing. No sandpaper scratchies. No drought of the mouth. What circumstances preceded this fever? Our house was cleared out after the infection came. People were sent wherever there was space. Some were lucky and ended up in an empty living room. Some got an attic or a cellar. Us, we were put in a boiler room. A boiler room, you say? Was it turned on? Of course. The air was so stuffy in there, I tell you. But there was a silver lining. No sickness can survive the hellfire. Convincing, but I'll still need to examine you. Please undress there, behind the screen. 65. Okay, so I lose 10 minutes every time I examine a body part. Her leaves her home, very pale skin. Not much time in the sun. Hematoma. Maybe she bumped into something. Maybe it's a symptom. I should ask where the bruise came from. So we have a hematoma. Localized collection of clotted or solidified blood outside of blood vessels caused by trauma, injury, or surgery. Pain, swelling, redness, raised rubbery lump. I was like, how do I specifically define hematoma? Ask where the bruise came from. It's like a full arm bruise. But then our skin things: eczema, ichthyosis, stone disease, rash, skin redness, yelling on the skin, itchy skin, insect bites, ulcers. There's no hematoma, circulatory system. Okay. I was like, where the fuck is it? I should include fever. Where's the brain? There it is. Fever doesn't count towards that. Fever. It's right next to hematomas. Not a lot to go on so far. Are you done with my exam, doctor? Can I go now? Absolutely not. An examination with no questions asked can only happen at a morgue. I told you everything the last time, but if you say so, you're the doctor. Allow me to call my assistant in. I'll use your example to show him how to proceed during an appointment.
He who does not look down on others stands highest.
You called, doctor? I'm here, ready to heed. So, Little, we have a patient here. She's claiming to be in good health, despite having had a fever a few days ago. Do we take her word for it? Well, if she's had a fever, then there must be a reason for it, and we have to find it. Remember this, a patient's self-evaluation may be incorrect. That's why you must ask specific questions about the symptoms, about what's come up during the exam, and about the patient's circumstances in daily life. Questions, but how do you connect an answer to a diagnosis? I'll demonstrate. Observe and learn, Little. I won't be around forever. The patient is running a temperature. In other words, a fever. Open my ledger, look up fever, and tell me, how many conditions is it listed as a symptom of? I'm losing count. 9 diagnoses fit the bill. It's a frequent symptom, which means that you have to find others to narrow down the search. Then do it again and again until you're left with just one verdict. This, Little, is what's known as a differential diagnosis. The name is self-explanatory. We differentiate between similar things to find the only correct solution to our problem. I can't wait to give this method a try. Let's get down to it then. You look pale, ma'am. Has your skin been like this since birth, or is this pallor recent? It's not like I get to look in the mirror a lot, living in a boiler room and all, but I don't think I've ever been pale. Rich do-nothings are pale. Me, I'm a commoner. So, pallor isn't typical for you. We're marking it as a symptom. Little, add pallor to the fever. In record. What do we get? There we go. Skin. Pallor isn't a skin thing either. None of these symptoms are where I think they're going to be. Headache. Of severe pallor, circulatory system. 3 circulatory conditions. So it's anemic vasculopathy. A mere 2 conditions. Down from 9, it's like magic. A single symptom, pallor, eliminated 7 out of our 9 candidates. We're left with a choice of 2. Where does hematoma come from, my good lady? I mean the bruise over here next to your wrist. Did you bump into something, or is there someone who batters you? Don't worry, there's nothing to be embarrassed of when seeing a doctor. I'm not embarrassed. A bruise? Well, that's news to me. I've never seen it before. You haven't noticed the bruise that covers your entire forearm? And I can't remember anything like what you're talking about. I certainly wasn't beaten up. I must have bumped into something myself and forgotten about it with all the fuss. The boiler room is dark and cramped. That's probably where the bruise comes from. Dr. Dankovsky, I'm seeing this hematoma, this fancy bruise on your list. Are you with us, Little? Pay attention. She doesn't remember how she got the bruise. She can only guess. The manual provides a more detailed description of the illness for a situation like this. What causes it, who's susceptible, etc. It can give useful clues. Got it. When in doubt, read about the condition in detail. Practicing medicine takes more than checking symptoms against a list of with a schoolboy's diligence. You have to bring your reasoning into it. Here's one way to do it. Tell me, my good lady, do you garden? Do you grow anything? Anything at all, from roses to cucumbers? Cucumbers? Roses? I'm not following you at all now, Doctor. No, I've never liked digging and shoveling earth and all that. There. Earth. Does the boiler room you've been relocated to have an earthen floor by any chance? That's right. It does have an earthen floor. The boiler room isn't really suited for living in. But in these times, I'd be ungrateful to complain. How did you guess, Doctor, about the earthen floor? Earth. There was something about earth in the manual. Wish I could remember where. It's simple. All kinds of things can be found in your local soils, including microorganisms capable of disrupting circulation, hence the pallor. The bruises were not caused by trauma. A hematoma appears when blood vessels walls are damaged, either by an external force or, as is in this case, an illness. And the infection can be contracted from contact with earth. We've found our diagnosis. You're a genius, Dr. Dankovsky. We are lucky to have a simple and clear case on our hands. I can foresee it's going to get worse from here. Bravo to you anyway. You are a true master of medicine. So, the patient has the sand passed alongside. What other diagnosis? I've talked you through it all. You can finish it yourself. The symptoms are fever, pallor, and a bruise. Put them together, you'll get your result. Yep. What about me, Doctor? Where am I to go now? What happens next? You'll remain here under observation, and your blood will be used for the vaccine. There's hope that everyone can benefit from this. Ooh, we made it. Nope. The next step is going to be Finch. We have Luda, Finch. We locked them in. And there we do. There we go. We have more days. Vaccine not yet created. I don't know if it's even possible to do yesterday, but maybe you can go back in time and find chances to diagnose more people? Not sure. Seems like the cap is 4 people in a day because this last slot's dedicated to the vaccine thing. Either way, this is going to be it's a whole own process to go through. Ooh, we've acquainted ourselves with the hospital. Next time, we try to wrap that up.